Hello. Oh, hi, Destiny. Sorry, I almost my accent almost came out. Hi, Destiny. Merry Christmas. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna play us some Christmas songs. Hopefully, you'll play on here. Let me see. Hopefully, it'll work. Oh, it's working. Nice. Can y'all hear the music okay? Hi, Benny! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, Benny! Hello, hello! Jazz! Hi! Merry Christmas! It's Christmas Eve right now where I am, but Merry Christmas! Hi, everybody! How are y'all doing today? Is the music okay? If it's too loud, please let me know. I have two separate stuff happening and so I don't think I can really hear that much, so please let me know, guys. It's good? Good! Oh my gosh! Hi! Yes, Eve, for you guys there too, Jazz? Well, Merry Christmas Eve. I hope you're having a good Christmas Eve so far. I just woke up like 2 hours ago and I was like, oh crap, I gotta get everything ready for stream. So I get everything ready for stream. Oh, it's almost Christmas for you? Yes, it is, Desi. That's right. It's almost Christmas. Happy almost Christmas, everybody. I really hope y'all are having a really great holiday so far. I want to apologize. I'm so sorry I didn't stream Monday. I was still kind of recovering. EP. Yeah, I'm so EP right now. I'm so tired. I am like, I'm wearing my glasses and everything right now. Y'all can, it's like, that's how tired I am. I don't like using, my eyesight's kind of being bad anyway. So I'd get everything, I think I got everything ready for today's stream. I got some short Christmas stories here. They're very short, but I'm trying to see if I can look over them and see which ones I'm okay with reading to you guys. We celebrate 24th evening, 25th more distant relatives, 26th close friends. Oh, Benny, that's so lovely. Oh, that's so lovely. Oh, I like that. Well, right now for my family, we're doing something different. Since we have somebody living with us, we have one of my relatives that's currently living with us. We're trying to make them have the best Christmas possible right now. It was my cousin's wedding yesterday. Oh God, Jazz, are you okay? No more social interactions for another year. Yeah, Jazz, I understand. I am an introverted butterfly. I get it, Jazz. I get it. I completely understand. But anyway, so I have my family members here. So this might be a short stream, unfortunately for us guys today. But that's okay. We're gonna just you know, relax. We're just gonna hope you guys got some snacks and drinks and get cozy up while I'm gonna read y'all some Christmas stories. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so tired the whole day because afterwards I'm gonna do like a gingerbread contest with my family. And right now, this whole December, my relative, she thought it'd be a good idea if we do a game of, oh, that was a big thunder. It's raining, thundering outside right now in my house. So we're doing a scavenger hunt at my house right now. So my relative thought she'd hide these little squishy toys, and we had to find them all throughout the month of December. And the winner gets a really huge gift basket, and I know the prizes and stuff, which I was excited for. And also, the winner gets to choose where what movie we're gonna see. Because on Christmas, I'm gonna go see. We're gonna go to the movie theaters on Christmas. That is actually a tradition we do. We do go to movie theaters on Christmas and watch movies. But yeah, the funny part is some relatives come near me and ask, "Do you remember me?" Oh God, I hate that question from my relatives, especially distant relatives I haven't seen for a while. Jazz, I understand. I'm done meeting people before I met my friends last. Oh, Benny. I understand, guys. This December, this whole month is like, besides it being Christmas, this is like one of those months where the social interactions and stuff is a lot. I get it. I went to a Christmas thing and then it's just like, I'm just done. I just want to be in my bed all day. Oh, you like the tradition? Yeah. Oh, yeah? It's been an hour since I came back. Yeah. Oh, you went to the movies? Oh, what movie did you see? I think the whole family and I were gonna go see Wicked. Honestly, I want to see the play for so long, but we couldn't. So the fact the movie's out, it's really cool. It is really, really good. So we're probably going to see Wicked, I bet. Oh, man. So I make sure that, yes, there is some Christmas songs playing right now. I am using my Spotify. But probably when it's a VOD and everything, it's gonna like, it's just audio separate, so you guys won't be able to hear it if you guys want to rewatch the VOD and everything. Oh man, I can't believe it's almost Christmas. I can't believe it's like Christmas right now. I'm still kind of hung up about that, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna lie, this month has been a very hard month. I will have to say that. It has been a very hard month, but here we have fish. But I'm very thankful and I'm very happy to have a community and also be here with you guys. I really, really am. Again, I will keep saying that all year round. I don't freaking care. Like, come on. Like, I want us to really just have a good time. Just, you know, like, whatever the case and whatever situation I do, like, I still want to be here with you guys and just, you know, enjoy our time. That's what I really want to do. So, and this is really nice. So I know this has been a very, very difficult month, and I haven't been streaming this month due to some in real life situations and stuff. So I apologize for that, but I do try my best. Oh, y'all talking about food in chat? Okay, y'all are talking about food. I was like, wait, what are y'all talking about in Twitch right now? Like, I see like fish topics. Oh my gosh. So I went over the list of books. So these are, so I was looking hard trying to find some Christmas classics, but since we don't have a lot of time today, we're going to do some short Christmas stories, if that's okay with you guys. So I'm going to be reading a lot of short stories and see how far we get, because I'm going to be streaming probably for about like an hour and a half for today, and I won't be coming back to streaming until next week, unfortunately, because I will be on vacation. I am going to be on vacation and just like, yeah, I need a vacation, honestly. And just like a lot of, like I said, a lot of stuff is happening, and so I'm just gonna relax with my family and stuff, because right now I need to take care of a lot of stuff. I need to take care of a lot of things, so there's that. If seafood, Jazz. Seafoods are a delicacy. I love seafood. I freaking love seafood. Seafood's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna set the mood right now so we can get into our Christmas time. Alonzo Blaze 12 Texas. What the heck? Oh my god, do I want to know what y'all are talking about right now? Do I really want to know? I feel like I don't know if I want to know. Okay guys, so chat, y'all are gonna disappear for me. We're gonna be moving some stuff around. I'm gonna leave that there. Oh my god, what the heck? I'm trying to move some things. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Alrighty. And my freaking model keeps like freezing up just a little bit. So if I freeze up a little bit, please don't worry about it. I apologize. It's fine. It's fine. We're okay. Running, imagine Naruto run. What are you two talking about? Jeez. Oh my god. I love you guys. Alrighty, guys. Alright, so we're gonna head and start reading. I'm gonna stretch real quick. Oh, jeez. And it's raining right now. It's like also seriously raining outside my house right now and thundering. So I think the weather right now for doing this is perfect. I'm gonna turn on my heater. I'm gonna turn my heater and everything. So hopefully it's not loud. Okay, it's not loud. Oh, I might get cold just a little bit, but it's fine. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my blanket instead because I get cold easily. So I'm getting really cold easily right now. What the heck? Oh, that's just my medicine. Okay, it's fine. All right, guys, time to get comfy. It's time to get comfy right now. Give y'all tea, coffee, whatever y'all drink, and some snacks. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Alrighty. The heck, you guys. Alrighty, guys. Here we go. So our first short story read right now we're gonna be reading is "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Okay. So "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Oh, the thunder. It's like so crazy right now. Alright. Here we go. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plum danced in their heads. And Mama in her chief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With the little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. O Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. Oh, give me a second, guys. I hate when that pop up. Okay. When they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was hurrying around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. And his clothes were all a bundle of toys he had flung on his back. And he looked like a peddler, just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimple Hail Mary. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was a drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right of jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his hand aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." There we go. So that was a Christmas story. It was the night before Christmas. It was the night before Christmas. Cat just doesn't want to be. What is going on? And y'all, what are y'all doing? I'm trying to read y'all some Christmas stories, and y'all are just. Oh my gosh. Am I a vampire? I'm trying to set the mood. I'm trying to set the mood, yeah. This is like the mood. I'm setting the mood so I can read y'all some stories. Benny wants to... Y'all stop fighting. Stop fighting. Nobody's eating anybody in chat, okay? God. Alrighty, guys. Alright, let's see. The 12 days. We're gonna do the 12 days of Christmas story. Let's see. Ah, here we are. No. End discussion between you two. No more eating, no more nibbling. Alright, I'm gonna read the next story, guys. The 12 days of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my true love... Oh no, it's like the song. That's a song. What? Never mind. But we don't need to know the song. We don't need to know the song and freaking story. Bleh. Never mind. Ah, okay, here we go. Oh, Christmas tree. Okay, this is a Christmas tree by Charles Dickens. Okay. Hi, Alan. Hello. Merry Christmas Eve. How are you? Or Merry Christmas, whatever time you guys are. The bot. I'm sorry. I'll probably get rid of that for Nightbot. Hi, Alan. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, my voice. I hope you're having a good day. Merry Christmas. I hope you're doing good. Aw, thanks for saying Merry Christmas tonight, Bob Benny. That's sweet. We just finished one story. It was the night before Christmas. I found another story we're gonna read. It's called A Christmas Tree. I was waiting for your... I'm so sorry. I was thinking about being live yesterday, but something happened, so I am so sorry. I know you guys are patiently waiting. When is she gonna stream? Like I said, something's happened. Something's happened. I couldn't stream yesterday. I apologize. I apologize. I'm so sorry. So I'm streaming today, and then I'm taking the rest of the week off. I won't be back till next week. Oh yeah, I saw your list, by the way, on Discord. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go over with a few of my friends of mine, because the last stream they saw your tier list. Oh, thank you, Benny. Even if I lurk a lot, you're so sweet. So they were like, wow, they like your tier list. Some of them do like your tier list. So I want to see your other tier list soon after stream. They've said nice things. They said nice things. They don't agree with you, the God of War, though. And some Sonic stuff, but it's fine. I went to the Himalayas to make a snowman. Yes, that is exactly what I did. I never made a snowman before though. Yeah, that's my mystery. I was making a snowman in the Himalayas. I'm sorry. I never actually made a snowman before. That's sad. I've always wanted to make snowman. Okay. Well, Alan, since you're here, you're in just in time. We're gonna read another short Christmas story. This one is called A Christmas Tree, and this is by Charles Dickens. Oh, it was holy to you? Oh yeah, the villain list you made. Okay, that's the one I need to see. And the gaming one. The other, no. The anime one. Yes, that's the one I need to see. Alright. Alright, guys. I'm going ahead and read A Christmas Tree. Here we go. I have been looking on this evening at a merry company of children assembled round that pretty German toy, a Christmas tree. The tree was planted in the middle of a great round table and towered high above their heads. It was brilliantly lightened by a multitude of little tappers, and everywhere sparkled and glittered with bright objects. There were rosy-cheeked dolls hiding behind the green leaves, and there were real watches, with movable hands at least, and an endless capacity of being wound up, dangling from innumerable twigs. There were French-polished tables, chairs, bedsteads, wardrobes, 8-day clocks, and various other articles of domestic furniture, perched among the boughs as if in preparation for some fairy housekeeping. There were jolly, broad-faced little men, much more agreeable in preparation for some fairy housekeeping. The appearance that many real men, and no wonder for their heads took off, and showed them to be full of sugar plums. There were fiddles and drums. There were tambourines, books, work boxes, paint boxes, sweetmeat boxes, peep show boxes, and all kinds of boxes. There were trinkets for the elder girls, far brighter than any grown-up gold and jewels. There were baskets and pinch cushions and all devices. There were guns, swords, and banners. There were witches standing in enchanted rings of pasteboard to tell fortunes. There were tetums, humming tops, needle cases, pen wipers, smelling bottles, conversation cards, bouquet holders, real fruit, made artificially dazzling with gold leaf, imitation apples, pears, walnuts, crammed with surprise. In short, as a pretty child before me delightedly whispered to another pretty child, her bosom friend, there was everything and more, this motley collection of odd objects, clustering on the tree like magic fruit, and flashing back the bright looks directed towards it from every side. Some of the diamond eyes admiring it were hardly on a level with the table, and a few were languishing and timid, wandering on the bosoms of pretty mothers, aunts, and nurses, made a lively realization of the fancies of childhood, and set me thinking of how all the trees that grow and all the things that came into existence on the earth have their wild adornments at that well-remembered time. Being now at home again and alone, the only person in this house awake, my thoughts are drawn back by a fascination which I do not care to resist to my own childhood. I begin to consider, what do we all remember best upon the branches of the Christmas tree of our own young Christmas days, which we climbed to real life? Straight in the middle of the room, cramped in the freedom of its growth by no encircling walls or soon reached ceiling, a shadowy tree arises and looked up into the dreamy brightness of its top. For I observe in this tree the singular property that it appears to grow downward towards the earth. I look into the youngest Christmas recollections. All toys at first I find, up yonder Among the green holly and red berries is a tumbler with his hand in his pockets, who wouldn't lie down, but whenever he was put upon the floor, persisted in rolling his fat body about until he rolled himself still, and brought those lobster eyes of his to bear upon me, when I affected to laugh very much, but in my heart of hearts were extremely doubtful of him. Close beside him in that infernal snuff box, out of which there sprang a demoniacal counselor in a black gown with an obnoxious head of hair and a red cloth mouth, wide open, who was not to be endured on any terms, but cannot be put away either, for he used suddenly in a highly magnified state to fly out of mammoth snuff boxes in dreams, when least suspected, nor is the frog of the cobbler's wax on his tail far off, for there was no knowing where he wouldn't jump, and when he flew over the candle and came upon one's hand with that spotted back, red on a green ground, he was horrible. The cobbler lady in a blue silk skirt, who was stood up against the candlestick to dance, and whom I see on the same branch, was milder and was beautiful, but I cannot say as much for the larger cardboard man I see on the same branch was milder and was beautiful, but who used to be hung against the wall and pulled by a string. There was a sinister expression in that nose of his, and when he got up his legs round his neck, which he very often did, he was ghastly, and not a creature to be alone with. When did that dreadful mask first look at me? Who put it on? And why was I so frightened to the sight of it? It is an era of my life. It is not a hideous visage in itself. It is even meant to be droll. Why then wear its solid features so intolerable? Surely not because it hide the wearier face. An apron would have done as much, and though I should have preferred even the apron away, it would not have been absolutely insupportable. Oh, give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. Benny, thank you so much for checking in. Thank you. Oh, not Benny. Suno John, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Where was I last? Give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. I think it was encircle like the mask. Okay, here I was. I was here last. Surely not because it hid the wearer's face. An apron would have done as much. And though I should have preferred even the apron away, it would not have been absolutely insufferable. That's where I was last. Sorry, guys. Like the mask. Was it the immovable of the mask? The doll's face was immovable. But I was not afraid of her. Perhaps that fixed and set change coming over a real face infused into my quickened heart some remote suggestion and dread of the universal change that is to come on every face, and make it still. Nothing reconsole me to it. No drummers from wind proceed a melancholy chirping on the turning of a handle. No regiment of soldiers with a mute band taken out of a box and fitted one by one upon the stiff and lazy little set of lazy tongues. No old woman made of wires and a brown paper composition cutting up a pie for 2 small children could give me a permanent comfort for a long time. Nor was it any satisfaction to be shown the mask and see that it was made of paper. or to have it locked up and be assured that no one wore it. The mere recollection of that fixed face, the mere knowledge of its existence anywhere was sufficient to wake me in the night. All perspiration and horror with, oh, I know it's coming. Oh, the mask. I never wonder what the dear old donkey with the panners there he is was made of then. His hide was real to the touch. I recollect, and the great black horse with the round red spots all over him. The horse that I could even upon. I never wonder what had brought him to that strange condition, or thought that such a horse was not commonly such seen at Newmarket. The 4 horses of no color next to him that went into the wagon of cheeses, it could be taken out and stabled upon the piano, appeared to have bits of fur tippet for their tails, and other bits for their manes, and to stand on pegs instead of legs. But it was not so when they were brought home for a Christmas present. They were all right. Then neither were there, harnessed unsurmoutably nailed into their chests, as appeared to be the case now. The tinkling works of the music cart, I did find out to be made out of their wheel toothpicks and wires. And I always thought that the little tumbler in his shirt sleeves, perpetually swarming up on one side of a wooden frame, and coming down head foremost, and the other rather a weak-minded person, though upon good nature, but the Jacob's ladder next to him, made of little squares of red wood, then went flapping and clattering over one another, each developing a different picture, and the whole enlivened by small bells, was a mighty marvel of a great delight. It's Christmas. This story is kind of dark. The doll's house. I wish I was not proprietor, but where I visited, I don't admire the house of Parliament half so much as that stone front mansion with real glass windows and doorsteps and a real balcony, greener than I ever see now, except at watering places, and even they afford but a poor imitation, and thought it did open all at once. The entire house front, which was a blow, I admit, at canceling the fiction of staircase, but to shut up again, and I couldn't believe it. Even open, there were 3 distant rooms in it. A sitting room, a bedroom, and lightly furnished, and best of all, a kitchen with uncommonly soft fire irons, a plentiful assortment of diminutive utensils, oh, the warming pan, and a tin man cook in profile, who was always going to fry 2 fish. What farm's justice have I done to noble feast, wearing a set of the wooden platters, figured each with its own peculiar delicacy as a ham or turkey, glued tight onto it, and garnished with something green, which I recollect as moss. Could all the temperance societies of these later days united give me such a drinking tea as I have had thought through that mean of yonder little set of blue crockery, which really would have whole liquid? I recollect and tasted the matches, which made tea nectar, and the 2 legs of the infatuated little sugar tongues that tumbled over one another. And what purpose like Punch's hand, what does it matter? And if I did once streak out as a poison child, and I strike the fashionable company with consternation by reason of having drunk a little tablespoon of inadvertently dissolved in hot tea, I will never the worst of it, except by a powder. Okay. That was a Christmas tree. That one was kind of dark and very confusing. Yeah, 12 Days of Christmas. Oh yeah. That was dark. That was dark. Wow. That was really dark. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the head pats. Thank you, Ellen, for the head pats. Okay, let's see what we have next. Do you guys know the story of Tiny Tim? Thank you. It's fine. It was not much of Christmas. It was much more of like dollhouses and stuff, which was... Whew. That was very dark. That was the first time I ever read that one. I'm not gonna lie. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, alrighty. That was so dark. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. Okay. Alright. Our next story we have here is called Tiny Tim. And yes, this is a Charles Dickens movie, but I have read this. It's not dark. It's not dark. No, it's not dark. It's not a dark story. Thank goodness. Okay. Alright, here we go. There was once a man who did not like Christmas. His name was Scrooge, and he was a hard, sour-tempered man of business. Intent only on saving and making money and caring nothing for anyone. He paid the poor, hard-working clerk in his office as little as he could possibly get the work done for, and lived on as little as possible himself alone in 2 dimsel rooms. He was never merry, comfortable, or happy, and he hated other people to be so. And that was the reason why he hated Christmas, because people will be happy at Christmas, you know, if they possibly can. Well, it was Christmas Eve, a very cold and foggy one, and Mr. Scrooge, having given his poor clerk unwillingly permission to spend Christmas Day at home, locked up his office and went home himself in a very bad temper. After having taken some gruel, he sat over the miserable fire in his dimsel room. He got into bed and had some wonderful and discreditable dreams, to which we will leave him, while we see how Tiny Tim, the son of his poor clerk, spent Christmas Day. The name of this clerk was Bob Crackit. He had a wife and 5 other children beside Tim, who was a weak and delicate little cripple, gentle and patient and loving, with a sweet face of his own, which no one could help looking at. It was Mr. Crackit's delight to carry his little boy over his shoulder to see the shops and the people, and today he had taken him to church for the first time. "Whatever has got your precious father and your brother, Tiny Tim?" exclaimed Mrs. Crackit. "Here's dinner all ready to be dished up. I've never known him so late on Christmas Day before." "Here he is, mother," cried Belinda. "And here he is," cried the other children. As Mr. Crackit came in, his long comfort hanging 3 feet from under his threadbare coat. For cold as it was, the poor clerk had no top coat. Tiny Tim was perched on his father's shoulder. "And how did Tim behave?" asked Mrs. Crackit. "As good as gold and better," replied his father. "He told me coming home that he hoped the people in church, who saw he was crippled, would be pleased to remember Christmas Day, who it was who made the lame to walk." "Bless his sweet heart," said the mother in a trembling voice. Dinner was waiting to be dished up. Mrs. Crackit proudly placed a goose upon the table. Belinda brought in the applesauce, and Peter the mashed potatoes. The other children set chairs, Tim's as usual close to his father's, and Tim was so excited that he rapped the table with his knife and carried hurrah. After the goose came the pudding, all ablaze, with a sprig of holly in the middle. It was eaten to the last morsel. Then apples and oranges were set upon the table, and a shovelful of chestnuts on the fire. and Mr. Crackit served round some hot sweet stuff out of a jug as they closed around the fire and said, "And Merry Christmas to all, my dears. God bless you." "God bless us, everyone," echoed Tiny Tim. And then they drank each other's health, and Mr. Scrooge's health, and told stories and sang songs. Now, in one of Mr. Scrooge's dreams on Christmas Eve, a Christmas spirit showed him his clerk's home. He saw them all, heard them drink his health, and he took special note of Tiny Tim himself. How Mr. Scrooge spent... I'm so sorry. My voice just keeps cracking. You don't get the goose for Christmas custom, Benny. It used to be it used to be something they used to do before they did turkey. Thank you for the hydrate. I will hydrate in just a moment. How Mr. Scrooge spent Christmas Day, we do not know. But on Christmas night, he had more dreams, and the spirit took him again to his clerk's poor home. Upstairs, the father with his face hidden in his hands sat beside a little bed, on which lay a tiny figure, white and still. Tiny Tim died. His father was too poor to give him what was necessary to make him well. He kept him poor, said the dream spirit to Mr. Scrooge. The father kissed a cold little face on the bed and went downstairs where the sprays of holly still remained about the humble room, and taking his hat went out with a wistful glance at the little crunch in the corner as he shut the door. Mr. Scrooge saw all of this, but wonderful to relate, he woke the next morning feeling as if he never felt in his life before. "Why am I as light as a feather, and as happy as an angel, and as merry as a schoolboy?" he said to himself. "Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, and here's a Happy New Year to all the world." Poor Bob Crackit crept into the office a few minutes late, expected to be scolded for it, but his master was there with his back to a good fire, and actually smiling, and he shook hands with the clerk, telling him heartily he was going to raise his salary, and asking quite officially after Tiny Tim, "And mind you make up a good fire in your room before you set to work, Bob," he said as he closed his own door. Bob could hardly believe his eyes and ears, but it was all true. Such as they had on New Year's Day had never been seen before in the Crackers' home, nor such a turkey as Mr. Scrooge sent them for dinner. Tiny Tim had his share too, for Tiny Tim did not die, not a bit of it. Mr. Scrooge was a second father to him. From that day he wanted for nothing and grew up strong and hearty. Mr. Scrooge loved him, and well he might, for was it not Tiny Tim who had unconsciously, through the Christmas dream spirit, touched his hard heart and caused him to become a good and happy man? So this is a Tiny Tim short story, guys. This is like Charles Dickens. It's all part of the Christmas story, but Charles Dickens kind of like separated into little tiny bits of the short story and then the Christmas story. And that make sure it goes like, you know, big and long. Make it like a big and long story. This is one that's just mainly about with Tiny Tim. It's kind of the same concept of in a Christmas story, but yeah. Yeah, it's kind of nice though. It's kind of nice, short and sweet. It's literally just... My voice is kind of creaking. Yeah, it's because I need to get water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and get some water real quick. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you, for Alan for the for the hydrate. I will be right back and get myself a water bottle real quick. Be right back. Oh, I'm back. I drank tea earlier. That was the thing, Minnie. I drank tea earlier. I don't know why my voice is cracking right now. I'm back. I got some water. I think it's because of the weather, how cold it is. My voice is kind of a little, It's a little cracking. Just a little bit. But that's okay. Alright, guys. Let's see. Child story. What story is this? There's some Charles Dickens. There's a lot of Charles Dickens stories in here. Oh my gosh. And some of these are like way too long. Alright. I think I found one. Alrighty, I'm back, guys. Let me just take a couple sips of my water and we can go ahead and continue. Huh. This one is called Nobody's Story. And this is also a short story. It is also by Charles Dickens, but I've never heard of this story that much. One of my favorite movies was The Polar Express. Yes, I love The Polar Express. We got one of my family members to watch The Polar Express for the first time, and they absolutely love it. They actually have a really great time and they love it. That's one of my favorite movies too. Alright, I just want to test to make sure. Alright. Alrighty, we're all good. We're all good. Alright. So this story is called Nobody's Story. It's by Charles Dickens. It is a short one. Oh. Alrighty. He lived on the bank of a mighty river, broad and deep, which was always silently rolling onto a vast undiscovered ocean. It had rolled on ever since the world began. It had changed its course sometimes and turned into new channels, leaving its old ways dry and barren, but had ever been upon the flow, and ever was the flow until time should be no more. Against this strong, unfathomable stream, nothing made head. No living creature, no flower, no leaf, no particular of animate or inanimate existence ever strayed back from the undiscovered ocean. The tide of the river set resistantly towards it, and the tide never stopped any more than the earth stopped in its circling round the sun. He lived in a busy place, and he worked very hard to live. He had no hope of ever being rich enough to live a month without hard work. But he was quite content, God knows, to labor with a cheerful will. He was one of an immense family, all of whose sons and daughters gained their daily bread by daily work, prolonged from their rising up bedtimes until their lying down at night. Beyond their destiny he had no prospect, and he sought none. There was overmuch drumming, trumpeting, and speech-making in the neighborhood where he dwelt, but he had nothing to do with that. Such clash and uproar came from the Bigwood family, at the unaccountable proceedings of which race he marveled much. They set up the strangest statues, in iron, marble, bronze, and brass, before his door and darkened his house with the leg and tail of uncouth images of horses. He wondered what it all meant, smiled in a real good-humored way he had, and he kept at his hard work. The Bigwood family had undertaken to save him the trouble of thinking for himself, and to manage him in his affairs. Why, truly, he said, I have little time upon my hands, and if you will be so good as to taking care of me, and return the money I pay over, for the Bigwood family were not above his money, I shall be relieved and much obliged, considering Oh no. Give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm back. I'm so sorry. My family just called me. I'm like, what the heck? Oh man. I'm so sorry. Where was I last? I'm so sorry. They know I'm streaming and they do this all the time because they don't care. They just look to bother me. Hi, Mr. Fish. How are you? Merry Christmas. Hi. I hope you're having a good day so far. It's been a while. I miss you too. Yes, Jazz. Yes, I am. I am. Uh-oh. Give me a second. Something happened to my computer. Give me a second, guys. Something happened to my computer. Why does this always happen? Stuff stream. Stuff stream. Scuff stream. Yeah. Oh, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna start at this part where we were last in the very top of the beginning, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. Anyway, continuing what I was saying. Okay, the Bigwood family had undertaken to save him the trouble of thinking for himself and to manage him in his affairs. Why truly, he said, I have little time upon my hands, and if you will be so good as to take care of me in return for the money I pay over. So this, what are we reading? It's called Nobody's Story by Charles Dickens. It's a Christmas story, so I don't know much about this one either. This one's new to me. For the Bigway family were not above his money. I shall be relieved and much obliged, considering that you know best. Hence the drumming and trumpeting and speech-making, and the ugly images of horses which he was expecting to fall down and worship. I don't understand all this, said he, rubbing his furrowed brow confusedly, but it has a meaning. Maybe if I could find out? It means, returned the Bigwood family, suspected something of what he said, honor and glory in the highest to the highest merit. Oh, he said, and he was glad to hear that. When he looked up upon the images, in iron, marble, bronze, and brass, he failed to find a rather meritorious countryman of his, once the son of a Warwickshire. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, my whole family is like trying to just come in my room. Jeez. Oh, luckily I muted in time. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Again, I have family members here. I'm sorry. They just keep coming to my room. They want something from me. Give me a second. Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, everybody. I really am. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we're good. I don't think anybody needs me right now. I don't think anybody in my family needs me right now. I am so sorry. Okay, let's start over back at this part. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. All right. Okay, then. Let's start over right here. But when he looked among the images of iron, marble, bronze, and brass, he failed to find a rather meritorious countryman of his, once the son of a Warwickshire wool dealer, or any single countryman whomsoever of that kind. He could find none of the man whose knowledge and had rescued him and his children from terrific and disfigured disease, whose boldness had raised his forefathers from the conditions of serfs, whose wise fancy had opened a new and high existence to the humblest, whose skill had filled the working men's world with accumulated wonders. Whereas he did find others whom he knew no good of, and even others whom he knew much ill of. Humph, he said, I don't quite understand it. So when he went home and sat down by his fireside to get it out of his mind, now his fireside was a bare one, all hemmed in by blackened streets, but it was a precious place to him. The hands of his wife were hardened with toil, and she was old before her time, but she was dear to him. His children, son in their growth, bore traces of unwholesome nurture, but they had the beauty in his sight. Above all other things, it was an earnest desire of this man's soul that his children should be taught. If I am sometimes mizzled, he said, for want of knowledge, at least let them know better and avoid my mistakes. If it is hard for me to reap the harvest of pleasure and instruction that is stored in books, let it be easier for them. But the Bigwood family broke out into violent family quarrels concerning what it was lawful to teach this man's children. Some of the family insisted on such things being primary and indispensable above all things, and others of the family insisted on another thing, being primary and have the Bigwood family rent into fractions, wrote pamphlets, held convocations, delivery charges, orations, and all varieties of discourages, impounded on one another in courts lay in courts. Excelsius, oh my god, I cannot read that word. That is a very long, that is not a word. In courts. Through dirt, exchanged pummelings, and fell together by the ears in unintelligible animosity. Meeting this man in a short evening, snatches at his fireside, saw the devil and ignorance arise there, and take his children to itself. He saw his daughter perverted into a heavy slaughtering drudge. He saw his son go moping down the ways of low sensibility to brutality and crime. He saw the dawning light of intelligence in the eyes of his babies, so changing to cunning and suspicion that he could have rather wished them idiots. I don't understand this any the better, he said, but I think it cannot be right, nay, be the cloud of heaven above me. I protest against this as my wrong. Becoming peaceable again, for his passion was usually short-lived and his nature kind. He looked about him on his Sundays and holidays, and he saw how much monotony and weariness there was, and thence how drunkenness arose with all its trains of ruin. Then he appealed to Bigwood family, said, "We are laboring people, and I have a glimmering suspicion in me that laboring people, of whatever conditions were made, by higher intelligence than yours, as I poorly understand it to be in need of mental refreshment and recreation. See what we fall into when we rest without it. Come, amuse me. Harmlessly show me something, given me an escape." But here the Bigwood family fell into a state of uproar, absolutely deafening. When some few voices were faintly heard, proposing to show him the wonders of the world, the greatness of creation, the mighty changes of time. the workings of nature and the beauties of art. To show these things, that is to say, at any period of his life, when he could look upon them. There arose among the bigwigs such roaring and ravening, such palpitating petition, such maundering and memorialization, such name-calling and dirt-throwing, such a shrill wind of parliamentary questioning feeble replying, where I dare not wade on I would. Then the poor fellow stood against, staring wildly around. Have I provoked all this? said he, with his hands to his affrighted ears, by what was meant to be innocent requests, plainly arising out of the familiar experience and the common knowledge of all men who choose to open their eyes. I don't understand. I am not understood. What is to come of such a state of things? He was bending over his work, often asking himself the question, when the news began to spread that his pestilence had appeared among the laborers, and was slaying them by thousands. Going forth to look about him, he soon found this to be true. The dying and dead were mingled in the close and tainted houses among which his life was passed. New poison was distilled into the always murky, always sickening air. The robust and the weak, old age and infancy, the father and the mother, all were stricken down alike. What means of flight had he? He remained there where he was, and saw those who were dearest to him die. A kind preacher came to him, and would have said some prayers to soften his heart in his gloom, but he replied, "Oh, what avails it, missionary, to come to me, a man condemned to residence in this forty place, where every sense bestowed upon me for my delight becomes a torment, and where every minute of numbered days is new mire added to the heap under which I lie oppressed. But give me my first glimpse of heaven. Sorry, through a little of its light and air. Give me pure water. Help me to be clean, lighten this heavy atmosphere and heavy life, in which our spirits sink, and we become the indifferent and callous creatures you too often see us. Gently and kindly take the bodies of those who die among us out of the small room where we grow to be familiar with the awful change that even in its sanctuary is lost to us. And the teacher then I will hear, none know better than you how willingly, of him whose thoughts were so much more the poor, with the compassion for all human sorrow." He was at work again, solitary and sad, when his master came and stood near him, dressed in black. He also had suffered heavily. His young wife, his beautiful and good young wife, was dead. So too his only child. "Master, 'tis hard to bear. I know it, but be comforted. I would give you comfort if I could." The master thanked him from his heart, but said he, "Oh, you laboring men, the calamity began among you. If you had but lived more healthy and decently, I should not be the widowed and but mourn that I am this day." "Master," returned the other, shaking his head, "I have begun to understand a little that most calamities will come for us, as this one did, and that none will stop at our poor doors until we are united with that great squabbling family yonder to do the things that are right. We cannot live healthily and decently unless they who undertook to manage us provide the means. We cannot be instructed unless they will teach us. We cannot be rationally amused unless they will amuse us. We cannot but have some false goods of our own, while they set up so many of theirs in all the public places. The evil consequences of imperfect instruction, the evil consequences of pernicious neglect, The evil consequence of natural restraint and the denial of humanism enjoyments would all come from us, and none of them will stop with us. They will spread far and wide. They always do. They always have done, just like the pestilence. I understood so much, I think, that last. But the master said again, "Oh, you laboring man, how seldom do we ever hear of you, except in connection with some trouble." "Master," he replied, "I am nobody, and little likely to be heard of, nor yet much wanted to be heard of perhaps, except when there is some trouble, but it never begins with me, and it never can end with me. As sure as death, it comes down to me, and it goes up for me." There was so much reason in what he said, that the Bigwood family getting wind of it, and being horribly frightened by the latest desolation, resolving to unite with him to do the things that were all right. All the events, so far as the said things, were associated with the direct prevention, humanly speaking, of another persistence. But as their fear wore off, which it took some began to do, they resumed their falling among themselves and did nothing. Constantly, the Scrooge appeared again, low down as before, and spread eventually upward as before, and carried off vast numbers of the girls, but not a man among them ever admitted, if in the least degree he ever perceived, that he had anything to do with it. So nobody lived and died in the old way, and this in the main is the whole story of nobody. Had he no name, you ask? Perhaps it was Legion. It mattered little what his name was. Let's call him Legion. And that's it. That was nobody. That was also dark too. I'm gonna find a story that is just not really I don't know what I didn't know Charles Dixon's stories, Christmas stories, were so dark. I am so sorry, guys. Oh my goodness gracious. A lot of his stories, a lot of Charles Dixon's like stories, I gotta say, are so dark. Global, hello, thank you so much for drinking the potion. Oh, give me a second. What happened? What just happened? Oh my god. What? Valorant, thank you so much for the gift of sub. Oh my god. Whoa, wait. Oh my god, what? What is going on? Thank you so much. Anonymous gifter. Oh my god, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my. Thank you, giving the sub to the community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, was that? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Thank you. Oh my god, Valorant and Mr. Nums, thank you so much. Are we in a hype train? I haven't had a hype train in so long. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sir Ectonus, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Merry Christmas Eve. My freaking VTubers mean weird. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for the hype. Oh my gosh. Ah, that was so crazy. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. Thank you so much. It was so nice. Oh, I can't remember the last time that happened with a high train. Merry Christmas, yay! Okay, Mr. Fish. You have a good day at work. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh, you must see me a lot. I hate being seen. Oh yeah, it's fine. Sir Egtonis, it's fine. You're on vacation? Well, welcome back from vacation. You're good. I have been on and off stream lately because this has been a very difficult month. I am so happy you're here though. Oh my gosh, that's so wild. That is so crazy that happened. Thank you guys. I'm trying to see if I can find some more Christmas stories that are like Christmassy kind of story, guys. Give me a second. No. Let me see. Let me see what I can find. Holy crap. It's thundering rain so bad right now in my area. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. It's crazy. Ah. Let me see. I think we have something. No, that doesn't work. Okay. Now safely back home from Japan. Good for you! I'm so happy to hear that. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find the next story. What's the next story we can read? Dun, dun, dun. Oh my goodness gracious. The Grinch? Perhaps, if I can find a Grinch. Ah, okay, here we go. Letter 2. Let me see, what's this one? No, that's really not a good one. Oh my gosh, that is... Okay, yeah, and we're not reading more Charles Dickens because I didn't realize that his stories are so dark, man. They're so dark. Ugh. Oh, okay. I think I found a story. Oh, alright. Next we're gonna be reading is called The Snowman. I'm gonna be reading The Snowman. This is a short story. I don't know much about it, but it does seem really nice. It's a nice, heartly story. I'm gonna commission a model. Oh, that's great! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you! Oh, that's really nice. I'm so happy for you. Okay. Hype train success! We finished our hype train, guys! Yay! Oh my gosh. That is so funny. That is so funny. Okay. Alrighty. Next we're going to be reading is called The Snowman. And I promise I'm looking through this one. This one I can promise you, this one is not a dark Christmas story. It's not a dark Christmas story. Alright. Let me get myself comfortable and drink some more water. I don't know what's with my voice lately. I hope I'm not sick. Alright. Here we go. The Snowman, a short story. It is so delightfully cold, said the snowman, that it makes my whole body crackle. That is just the kind of wind to blow life into one. How that great red thing up there is staring at me. He meant the sun, who was just setting. It shall not make me wink. I shall manage to keep the pieces. He had 2 triangular pieces of tile in his head, instead of eyes. His nose was made of an old broken rat, and was of course furnished with teeth. He had been brought into existence amidst the joyous shouts of boys, the jingling of sleigh bells, and the slashing of whips. The sun went down and the full moon rose, large, round, and cleared, shining to the deep blue. There it comes again from the other side, said the snowman, who supposed the sun was showing him was showing himself once more. Oh my god. I don't know why my voice keeps cracking a little bit. I'm so sorry. Drink some more water. Oh my god, that's weird. I'm hydrating Gobo. Oh, my model's so cute. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, there it comes again from the other side, said the snowman, who supposedly the sun was showing himself once more. Ah, I have cured him of staring, though. Now he may hung up there and shine, that I may see myself. If I only knew how to manage to move away from this place. I should so like to move. If I could, I would slide along yonder on the ice, as I've seen the boys do, but I do not understand how. I don't even know how to run. Away, away, barked the old yard dog. He was quite hoarse, and could not pronounce bow wow properly. He said once, been an indoor dog, and lay by the fire, and he has been hoarse ever since. The sun will make you run some day. I saw him last winter. Make your predecessor run, and his predecessor before him. Away, away. They all have to go. I don't understand you, comrade, said the snowman. Is that thing up yonder to teach me to run? I saw it running itself a little while ago, and now it has come creeping up from the other side. Mount Demon 21, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, Sir XN, you were following me on Twitch, thank you. Oh, was that you then? Thank you so much for the follow. Okay. I don't understand you, comrade, said the snowman. Is that thing up yonder to teach me how to run? I saw it running itself a while ago, and now it has come creeping up from the other side. You know nothing at all, replied the yard dog. But then, you've only lately been patched up. What you see wander is the moon, and the one before it was the sun. It will come again tomorrow, and most likely teach you to run down into the ditch by the well, for I think the weather is going to change. I can feel such pricks and stabs in my left leg. I am sure there is going to be a change. I don't understand him, said the snowman to himself. But I have a feeling that he was talking of something very disagreeable. The one who stared just now, and whom he calls the sun, is not my friend. I can feel that too. Away, away, barked the yard dog, and then he turned around 3 times and crept into his little kettle to sleep. There was really a change into the weather. Towards morning, a thick fog covered the whole country round, and a keen wind arose, so that the cold seemed to freeze one's bones. But when the sun rose, the sight was splendid. Trees and bushes were covered with hoar frost and looked like a forest of white coral, while on every twig glittered frozen dewdrops. The many delicate forms concealed in summer by the luxuriant foliage were now clearly defined, and looked like glittering lacework. From every twig glistened a white radiance. The birch waving into the wind looked full of life. like trees in summer, and its appearance was wondrous beautiful. And where the sun shone, where the sun shine, it said sunshine, but I like sunshine, saying it better. How everything glittered and sparkled, as if diamond dust had been strewn upon, while the snowy carpet of the earth appeared as if covered with diamonds, from which countless lights gleam, whither than ever the snow itself. This is really beautiful, said the young girl, who had come into the garden with a young man. And they both stood still near the snowman and contemplated the glimmering scene. Summer cannot show a more beautiful sight, she exclaimed, while her eyes sparkled. And we cannot have such a fellow as this in the summertime, replied the young man, pointing to the snowman. He is capital. The girl laughed and nodded the snowman, and then tripped away over the snow with her friend. The snow creaked and crackled beneath her feet, as if she had been treading on starch. Who are these two? Asked the snowman of the yard dog. You have been here longer than I have. Do you know them? Of course I know them, replied the yard dog. She has struck my back many times, and he has given me a bone of meat. I never bite those two. But what are they? Asked the snowman. They are lovers, he replied. They will go and live in the same kennel by and by and gnaw at the same bone. Away. Are they the same kind of beings as you and I? Asked the snowman. Well, they belong to the same master, retorted the yard dog. Certainly people who were only born yesterday know very little. I can see that in you. I have age and experience. I know everyone here in the house. And I know there was once a time when I did not lie out here in the cold, fastened to a chain, away. The cold is the delight, said the snowman. But do tell me, only you must not clank your chain. So, for it jars all through me when you do that. Away, barked the yard dog. I'll tell you, they said I was a pretty little fellow once. Then I used to lie in a velvet-covered chair up at the master's house and sit in the mistress's lap. They used to kiss my nose and wipe my paws with an embroidered handkerchief, and I was called Amy, dear Amy, sweet Amy. But after a while, I grew too big for them, and they sent me away to the housekeeper's room. So I came to live on the lower story. You can look into the room from where you stand and see I was master once. For I was indeed master to the housekeeper. It was certainly a smaller room than those upstairs, but I was more comfortable, for I was not being continually taken hold of and pulled about by the children as I have been. I received quite good food, or even better. I had my own cushion, and there was a stove. It is the finest thing in the world as this season of the year. I used to go under the stove and lie down quiet beneath it. I still dream of that stove, away. Does the stove look beautiful? Asked the snowman. Is it all like me? It is just the reverse of you, said the dog. It's a black as crow, and has a long neck and a brass knob. It eats firewood, so that fire spurts out of its mouth. We should keep on one side or under it to be comfortable, and you see it through the window from where you should stand. Then the snowman looked and saw a bright polished thing, with a brazen knob, and a fire gleam from the lower part of it. The snowman felt quite a strange sensation come over him. It was very odd. He knew not what it meant, and he could not account for it. But there are people who are not men of snow, who understand what it means. And why did you leave her? Asked the snowman, for it seemed to him that the stove must be the female. How could you give up such a comfortable place? I was obliged, replied the yard dog. They turned me outdoors, chained me up here. I had bitten the youngest of the master's son in the leg, because he kicked away the bone I was gawning. Bone for bone, I thought. But they were so angry. And from that time, I had been fastened with a chain and lost my bone. Don't you hear how hoarse I am? Away, away. I can't talk anymore like other dogs. Away, away. That is the end of it all. But the snowman was no longer listening. He was looking to the housekeeper's room, on the lower story, where the stove stood, on his 4 iron legs. Looking about the same size as the snowman himself, what a strange crackling. I feel within me, he said. Shall I ever get in there? It is an innocent wish, and innocent wishes are sure to be fulfilled. I must go in there and lean against her, even if I have to break the window. You must never go in there, said the yard dog. For if you approach the stove, you'll melt away, away. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Drinking some water, okay? Okay. I might as well go, said the snowman, for I think I am breaking up as it is. During the whole day, the snowman stood looking in through the window, and in the twilight hour, the room became still, more inviting, for from the stove came a gentle glow, not like the sun or the moon. No, only the bright light which gleams from the stove when it has been well fed. When the door of the stove was open, the flames darted out of its mouth. This is customary with all the stoves. The light of the flames fell directly on the face and breast of the snowman with a ruddy gleam. I can endure it no longer, said he. How beautiful it looks when it stretches out its tongue. The night was long, but did not appear so to the snowman who stood there enjoying his own reflection, crackling with the snow. In the morning, the window panes of the housekeeper's room were covered with ice. They were the most beautiful ice flowers any snowman could desire, but they concealed the stove. These flower panes could not thaw, and he could see nothing of the stove, which he pictured to himself as if it had a lovely human being. The snow crackled and the wind whistled around him, and it was just the kind of frosty weather a snowman might thoroughly enjoy, but he did not enjoy it. How indeed could he enjoy anything when he was stuffed sick? This is a terrible disease for a snowman, said the yard dog. I have suffered from it myself, but I got away over it, away. He barked and then added, the weather is going to change. And the weather did change. It began to thaw. As the warmth increased, the snowman decreased. He said nothing and made no complaint, which is a sure sign. One morning, he broke and sunk down altogether, and behold, where he stood, something like a broomstick remained sticking up in the ground. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. I want to mute myself real quick. We're almost done with the story. Okay, sorry about that. Again, family. Oh, Sir Hectonus. Oh, you're so sweet. I'm so happy. You're the first YouTuber that made me like VTubers and eventually wanted to become one. That's so sweet. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy I'm your inspiration to become a VTuber. Okay. Okay, here we are. One morning he broke and sucked down altogether, and behold where he has stood. Something like a broomstick remained sticking up in the ground. It was a pole round which the boys had built him up. Ah, now I understand why he had such a great longing for the stove, said the yard dog. Why, there's a shovel that is used for cleaning out the stove, fastened to the pole. The snowman had a stove scraper in his body. That was what made him move so. But it's all over now, away, and soon the winter passed. Away, barked the horse yard dog, but the girls in the song sang, Come from your fragrant home, green thyme, stretch your soft branches, willow tree. The months are bringing the sweet springtime, when the lark in the sky sing joyfully. Come, gentle sun, while the cuckoo sings, and I'll mock his note in my wanderings. And nobody thought any more of the snowman. There we go. That was the end of the snowman. Oh my god, I actually like that. The snowman was created by Hans Christian Andersen, which is I remember reading some of them. Oh, Star X and Sun. Oh. Maybe someone makes me some new things. Oh, I had no idea. I'm so happy to hear that. Can you read The Fox and the Hound? I don't think The Fox and the Hound is a Christmas story. It's not a Christmas story. I remember watching the Disney movie of it. Ugh. Oh man, I remember The Fox and the Hound. That was pretty good. I like this story. I like the snowman. It's sad though. I mean, I know it's a snowman, but it's kind of sad. It is kind of sad. Can you read The Fox and the Hound? I will have to... Maybe one day, if we do another reading stream, I will read that. I will read that if we do another reading stream in the future. I love reading to you guys. Alright. What time is it? Oh, it's almost time. Okay. Alright, guys. We have one more story to read. So, we have one more story to read. And I think I know what story we're gonna read last. I love listening. That's good. I'm so sorry my voice is cracked. I am so sorry my voice is so cracked, guys. I apologize. Alright. So, although this is gonna be kind of... I'm sorry. I said earlier it's gonna be a short stream since I have something to do afterwards, after this, with my family. I want to see. I think we'll stop at one. Yeah, we'll stop at one. So we have 2 more stories to go. We actually have 2 more stories to go, guys. Let's see. Then just asking my Discord is a real Tommy. Oh. I'd ask some advice on streaming. Okay. Yeah, streaming. When I first started streaming, I had to look up so many tutorials and YouTube videos of how to start streaming, honestly, Star Extension. I would look up on YouTube on, like, how to start streaming. There are so many YouTube tutorials and stuff. That's how I started streaming and everything. Especially learning how to use OBS. Let me see. So we have 2 more stories. So we're gonna start with... What story should we read? We're Christmas night was Saint. What the heck? No, we're not gonna read that. No, we're not gonna read that either. I want to read some more. Oh my god, the little match girl. No, that is so sad. If you guys ever seen the animation of little match girl video, it's so sad. I'm not gonna read that to you guys. Okay, let's see. Let's start with this one. Where is that story? Oh, okay. I think I found the story. This one's a classic story I know. At least I hope you guys read. Ah, okay. I found it. So the next story we'll be reading is is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's the next story we'll be reading. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and before you guys ask, yes, it's the one, the animation movie of it. Yes, it is, but in story form. I grew up with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I love the story so much. So we're reading this story, and then I'm going to find one more and we'll be done with streaming today. Alright. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There were many reindeers at the North Pole. Oh. What the heck, computer? Uh-oh. Oh my god, never mind. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Ah, Lord. Well, I did found the story of the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but something happened to my computer with it. Give me a sec. I hope you guys are enjoying stream so far. I'm so sorry, it's so scuffed right now. Let's see. I think this is the one, right? No, that's not the one I was looking for. Ah, here we go. This one's kind of... I guess this is the right one, I think, but it's fine. Okay, let me see and look over this real quick. Okay, this is written by a different author and his version of... a little bit his version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So, we're gonna go ahead and start reading this. Once upon a time, in a place we all know and love, lived a little reindeer. No, this reindeer was named Rudolph, and he was very special. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. This nose attracted attention from all over the North Pole. Elves, snowmen, penguins, and even relatives of Mrs. Claus would flock to see it. The elves would all gasp at the sight, saying, "My is a very shiny nose, and very shiny indeed." The elves loved anything shiny ever since metallic toys became a thing. One day, a group of penguins were waddling past Santa's workshop. Santa was tinkering away at a new toy invention, trying to curb the current elf enthusiasm for planting. His new invention was a bicycle that traveled with fog. The faster a child could pedal, the more fog the bicycle could create. Sorry. Santa looked up from his workbench as he heard the group of penguins saying, "And if you ever saw him," said one. "You could even say glow," said another. "Like a light bulb," asked the last. "Like a light bulb," replied the first two. Now, Rudolph did not particularly like all the media attention he was gaining from his nose. Elves the snowman would stare at him as he passed by. Penguins dressed in Hawaiian shirts would snap pictures, and Mrs. Claus' relatives would force him to try their baked goods. Worst of all of the other reindeers would laugh and call him names like Pinocchio. Unfortunately, they never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Now, it is important to add that reindeer games were and still are the most fun of any games in the entire world. Oh my god, this story is so different. Okay. Reindeer can play Monopoly, tag, freeze tag, play bag, soccer, hide and seek, among others. What makes their game so much fun is that they can fly so high into the sky that they are literally dancing on clouds. That means that the raiders can use his or her... Oh my god, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Dancing on clouds. Whenever Rudolph could come around with his shiny nose, all the reindeers were sighing and whispered, "Oh great, here comes Pinocchio." And it looks even brighter and redder and uglier today. Then, when Rudolph asked if he could join in, the reindeer, usually Prancer or Vixen, would say, "Sorry, Rudolph. We were playing hide and seek again today. And with your nose, well, I just don't think that's possible." Rudolph, of course, understood why he couldn't play hide and seek. His nose was far too bright to do anything seeking. That was when he would... But before he left, he realized he saw Blitzen playing with the other reindeers. That was when he realized that he was being lied to. He ran to his dear mother and sobbed. "Oh, mother, they just don't want to play with me. I'm no fun for them. I'm no fun for anyone. I wish I was never given the stupid red nose." Meanwhile, back at Santa's workshop, a couple of elves were finishing up some last-minute touches on Santa's new fog bite when they noticed the instructions sitting on Santa's beloved workbench. As they read them over, they realized what the fog bite could actually do. They looked at each other and grinned their elvish grins. Then they hopped on the bike, one pedaling on the left, the other on the right. Again, it is important to add that the elves set their minds to things. They really follow through. So when they realized that the faster the bike pedaled, the more fog was made. They decided to make enough fog to fill the entire North Pole and to the world. They pedaled and pedaled and pedaled, one on the left pedal and then one on the right. They jumped up and down the pedals, making Santa's fog bike go faster and faster and faster. They pedaled the bike so fast that they could no longer see them, in part because they were going so fast, and in part because they had created so much fog that you couldn't even see your hands if you held it from your face. Santa awoken from his regular nap and set to getting dressed in his official Christmas suit. Red pants, coat, hat, and black boots. He brushed out his white beard and, with the help of Mrs. Claus, combed down his white head of hair. Excited for the evening ahead, Santa stepped out into the Christmas Eve night. As he walked outside, he realized he couldn't see his sleigh, he couldn't see his reindeer, he couldn't see anything. He whistled to his reindeers, on Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer, and Vixen. Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, where are you? Here we are, Santa, ready for a foggy night ahead. They shouted together. As they tried to take off, however, none of the reindeers could see where they were going. "Oh dear, we will crash into houses at this point," shouted Santa. Just then, he could hear the group of penguins talking. "My pictures aren't turning out in this weather," shouted the one. "Mine either," cried the last two. Then Santa remembered the penguins' conversations about the little reindeer with the red nose. Santa called out, "Rudolph, Rudolph." The elves, the snowmen, the penguins, Mrs. Claus' relatives, Mrs. Claus, and the reindeer gasped in delight. In the distance flickered a bright red light, brighter than anything you've ever seen. "Yes, Santa," spoke Rudolph shyly. "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Rudolph was placed as the head of the sleigh, filled with happiness. His nose was important. He was important. He began to laugh and grow even happier as the reindeers behind him began to cheer. They lifted up high into the sky with the brightness and redness from Rudolph's nose, guiding them on their way. Ho, 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 Santa exclaimed. Yippee, cheered the reindeer. When they returned home after a great Christmas of delivering presents, all of the reindeers began to open their own presents given to them from Santa. And Rudolph, he exclaimed such joy. He now knew that all those at the North Pole accepted him for the dearie of his nose. Every day, Rudolph played with the other reindeers, feeling their love since he could guide their way. Through hide and seek, if it ever got stormy, or if the elves ever got hold of Santa's newly made fog lights. Because of his beautiful nose, all of the reindeer loved as they shouted in glee, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in history. And every Christmas Eve, Santa would call out to the reindeer, on Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, and Donner and Blitzen, and the most famous reindeer of all, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And that's the end. This is a weird Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer story. It's not made by the original story, but this is a weird one, but it's okay. Oh man. Oh jeez, that was funny. That is a funny story of Rudolph, I have to say. I don't know who created this one, but that was really funny. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Oh crud. I thought we had more time for another story. But it looks like we do not. So, it looks like we do not have time for another story, guys. Unfortunately. But that was so much fun. Oh, that was so much fun. Okay. I'm gonna close all of this. Well, I could say, okay. Well, that was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the stories I read so far. That was really, really fun. Okay, we're gonna... Yeah, it was. Thank you, Alan. Okay, I'm gonna put my stuff here. Oof. I'm so sorry again for my voice being cracked. Again, it's the weather, but... what are you gonna do? Alrighty, guys. We're gonna probably end stream here for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Although, I'm sorry I didn't stream this much on December. Like I said, a lot happened. I'm ready for for 2024 to get over, but hopefully I'll stream maybe Monday or Tuesday. We're gonna see. I'm thinking probably stream New Year's Eve. And we're just gonna, what we're gonna do on New Year's Eve is we're gonna get a lot of clips and stuff that I have and just watch them together to celebrate a new year, new day, yay! And we're gonna look back of all this, we're gonna look back of how 24 was in our community. I review your tier list? Probably. I don't mind reviewing your tier list again. It was so much fun. It was so much fun, but maybe we'll do like a small New Year's Eve party. I think that's probably what we're gonna do next time. That actually sounds really fun. Alrighty, guys. It was so much fun hanging out with you all. Merry Christmas again. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I really hope y'all do. I am so happy to stream today, even just for a little bit. It's been really fun and very pleasurable stream. I really love it. Alrighty, guys. Merry Christmas again, and I hope to see you guys soon. And Happy New Year to you all. Bye, guys. Merry Christmas. Bye. Bye, Benny. Bye, Alan. Bye, Sir Ectonus, if you're still there. Yeah, I'm so happy y'all will be here. Bye. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Bye, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.